Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are playing with some new Chanel makeup, some new fall releases, some new Stylo eyeshadow liners. We're going to create a cool toned smoky look, but before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. As many of you know, I now have an online beauty consulting service, which is where you get the opportunity to talk to me through a video chat and you get my undivided attention. The benefit of my service is I work for myself. I don't work for any brand in particular. So I will recommend products that I think work best for you. And sometimes I don't recommend any products because you may already have enough and you may already have what you need, but perhaps you're using it wrong. So to make an appointment, click the link in the description box down below. All right, so for today's video in particular, I have 3 eye products here that I really want to focus on. The first one is one of the new liquid shadows, number 37, Lamé Acier. This beautiful Stylo Ombre contour, eyeshadow and eyeliner 2-in-1, number 17, contour Graphite. And one of the new waterproof eyeliners, number 42, Gris Graphite. So it's going to be very gray, very cool, and I think just a really lovely look. I want to go ahead and add something on my lips here, which is not Chanel, but in fact Dior. This is one of their lip oils. I love these. I have several of these in different colors. This shade here is called Mahogany, and I know it looks very dark. It looks like it's going to be super intense, but the pigment on this is actually a little bit lighter than I thought it would be. So this is like a cherry oil infused lip oil. I think it's great. It's very nourishing. And as you can see, there is some color here, but it's not the same as this here. It's not exactly the same darkness, but it kind of gives you like a nice rosewood color tint to your lips. I would say that these lip oils are more of a lip tint than anything. They just enhance your lip naturally with a little bit of whatever pigment is here. So it almost just looks like my lip, but better and slightly brown. For the look, I'm going to go ahead and start with the Stylo Ombre Contour. This is a eyeliner eyeshadow 2-in-1. So I'm going to use this as a base before I go into the liquid eyeliner. And for today's video, I'm going to use the BK Beauty brushes. They're actually having a huge sale. I think it starts tomorrow. Yes, it starts tomorrow and it's going to be 20 to 30% off. I don't have a code for you. The discount is added automatically when you go through the website. I have an affiliate link that you can use. If you shop that, I do get a commission. You have no pressure to shop or don't shop. It's fine by me. I'm going to use brushes that I like the most from BK Beauty brushes today, just to give you an idea. And a lot of these are eyeshadow brushes because I really like eyeshadow and color. Okay, enough blabbing. Let's go into actual makeup. So this here is really just a creamy eyeshadow stick. The liquid shadow is very different. The liquid shadow is waterproof and you have to work with a liquid shadow really quickly, otherwise it just dries in place. With this here, you have a lot more time and leisure. So with this, you can just go ahead and create your shape. I don't think that these are waterproof. They are long wearing, but it's not the same as the liquid shadow. So as you can see here, I also did my nails. This is a beautiful color. It looks a little bit warm when you compared the 3 eyeshadow products that I mentioned earlier, but it's still this beautiful like slate gray, almost like neutral. It's not as cool when we compare it to the other ones. So now I'm going to go ahead and blend. I'm going into this brush here, number 203, and I just want to make sure that there's no harsh line between where the eyeshadow begins and ends. I'm going a little bit complicated with the eyeshadow today just to show you these different products, but you could very easily have an eyeshadow look with just this eyeliner eyeshadow stick here. I mean, this is a beautiful color. It blends really easily. You could just throw on a mascara and call this a day. That's all I did to blend. It is extremely easy to work with. So now let's move on to the other eye as well. Same brush from before, just blending this out really easily. So with this eyeliner here, if you wanted to, you could do both eyes at once. You don't have to do just one eye at a time because it's not going to dry down and be really difficult to blend. So yeah, like I said, this one is just easier to blend. This is an eyeshadow look, in my opinion. It's so funny that I'm playing with fall collection items because yesterday I spent the day at the beach with friends, but you know, that's how fast fashion and beauty goes these days. And I saw a sneak peek. I was on the Chic Profile official Patreon page and I saw a sneak peek of the Chantecaille fall collection. Only a couple of items. Guys, it looks so beautiful. There is one item in particular that screams Ally. Once you'll see it, you'll know exactly what I mean. So hopefully we will see some leaked photos very soon and I can include them in a Will I Buy It. Now, if you were just going to use this Stylo Ombre contour alone, I would recommend blending like I did and then going over top here just to intensify the color on the lid. But since we're going in with different products, I'm just giving this a little shake. I'm getting a different brush ready. This is the 207. This is one of my favorites. It's really short. As you can see, the bristles are really short and dense. Technically, this could be used to buff out eyeshadow or eyeliner on the bottom, but it really just like buffs and blends really nicely. So this is one of my favorites here. Now I'm going in with the liquid liner. You only do one eye at a time here. It just buffs and diffuses and blends like a dream. There's barely any effort placed when you use this here. I'm going to take a little bit more here on the wand. I'm holding like 5 things at once. Then I'm just going to place this in the crease because I do have more hooded eyes and I want to see the color a little bit higher. Now we can safely move on to the second eye. Okay, now I'm going into my liner here. So this I'm going to use on the bottom here on the lash line, and then I'm going to draw a line on top as well, very thin. I'm not going all the way in, I'm stopping maybe like at 1/3 of the way, and then I will blend it out. I'm using the same brush from before. I'm just wiping off a little bit on a tissue here, and then blending this out. I'm also going to use the liner that I used at the beginning on the bottom here as well. And same thing, just blending this out. And then I'm going in with my volume mascara and I'm going to put on lots and lots of mascara. So for the foundation, I'm going to use my Beiges Healthy Glow. This is light and luminous, and I'm in the shade B30. The brush here that I'm using is 106. It's really good to just diffuse the color. It makes it look really light and natural. And this can also be used for powder if you want. Today I'm using it for a liquid foundation, but if I'm going into my Dior Backstage Powder No Powder, I would use this too. Then I'm going in with my concealer. This is the Chanel Corrector number 20. And as always, let it sit on your skin for a few seconds. Letting it dry down a little bit just adds a bit more coverage. So to blend out the concealer, I'm actually going to use an exception here. This is just a Sephora concealer brush. I don't have a concealer brush from the BK Beauty. I could use their makeup sponge, which is a good sponge. I just prefer this style of concealer brush. Again, it just buffs and diffuses really seamlessly. So I'm gonna go ahead and cheat and use this today. Now I'm going into the new Chanel Joues Contraste in number 608 Ombre. This is a beautiful, very neutral blush here. Very much in the Your Cheek but better. And the brush used is number 108. You could actually use this for a highlighter as well. It's very tapered, but I like just these smaller brushes here for anything cheek related. If it's blush, if it's bronzer, if it's highlighter. I know that it may not be sold specifically as this. I think it's just called like the tapered cheek brush, but I just like being able to like carve in to the cheek. I feel like adding just a touch of pink to my complexion. So I'm going into my Givenchy loose blush here. This is number 5. This is Poppeline, Violine. It's just a really bright harmony of colors. So I think just adding a little touch will be nice. So for the lips, I'm going to just take off a little bit of the oil because my lips still look quite shiny, which I like, and I probably will add more, but I want to go in with a lip liner first. So what I'm going to do is I have my Chanel lip liner in 172 Bois de Rose, which is a nice neutral pink. It's not too cool tone. I'm going to fill in my lips and then reapply the lip oil over top. Then the same lip oil color from before. Now you get the most beautiful, almost bespoke lip color, because remember, these will just adapt to your lip color. So the reason I removed the oil at first is because otherwise it's a bit too slick to add the color. You don't actually add any lip color, but I think this is a beautiful combination. It looks like a lipstick, but it's just these two here. Now to complete our look, we have to go in with a fragrance, and I have here my Discovery set from BDK Perfumes. So I've tested out almost all of these. I'm going to go into Rouge Smoking today. Now BDK Perfumes and BK Beauty are not at all affiliated. They are just two completely different brands that have a couple letters that sound similar. So Rouge Smoking is decadent, gorgeous, gourmand, vanilla, sweet, a little bit of powder, a little bit of amber, but so much vanilla. We get some violet, which makes it a little bit light, not too syrupy. It's definitely not the heaviest fragrance I've ever encountered, but it is in that gourmand, syrupy family. Some tonka bean, vanilla bean. I think also some fruit, like a cherry. Think of like a very ripe, juicy cherry. It's cherry season now, so like that sweet stone fruit. It's a lovely fragrance, definitely my type of perfume. If you like these vanilla, a little bit more heavy hitters, this Rouge Smoking is definitely for you. I bought this BDK perfume kit or discovery set a few weeks ago, and I believe there are different sizes and you can mix and match. I love a brand of perfume that sells its samples. It's just the best way to discover a new fragrance. I'm going to go ahead and try all of these before I really decide to buy a full size, because I have an extensive collection. And what's nice is that the packaging for the samples is really nice. It's not just like a little vial. So even though I just have a little discovery set, it looks nice on its own. So I think this is it for today's video. I love this gray, silvery, smoky eye. I find that these liquid eyeshadows, the ones that have come out with the fall release this year, they almost have a sort of like foiled finish. You know, it's very satiny. It's not a chunky glitter, but there is a lot of shine. I think it's beautiful. I think these three mixed together are perfection. If you have one of these and you're thinking of getting one or two of these, they're all going to work really nicely together. And if you wanted to keep it even more simple, just go in with the Stylo Ombre Contour with the liner and mascara, or just go in with a liquid shadow. Today I went a bit extra, of course, but you don't have to use as many products as I'm using today. Now, I do still have a lot of the new waterproof liners, and I will be doing more tutorials with some of the new products that I got. I have the new, what's it called? The purple cool toned eyeshadow palette. There will be more looks with that. I got Tissé Vendôme, more looks with that, and I of course will be doing more smoky gray looks with this gray liner here. So there's just a lot more tutorials and information coming your way. So if you are not subscribed, I highly recommend that you do. I create a lot of tutorials. I give you lots of inspiration on how to use up what you have at home. Those of you who have been watching me for a while, please feel free to testify in the comments that I give you lots of mix and match information and inspiration, so you will learn lots of different ways to use up what you already have. All right, guys, I think this is it for today's video. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.